2023 home sales were down anywhere between 18 and 23%, really across New England. We did reports on Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut, all different reports. Oftentimes I'll do different videos, but then I was looking at them. It's literally the same, each and every state with slight variations here in New England. Same kinds of things happened in 2023. So I, Anthony Lamacchia, broker owner of Lamacchia Realty, am here to talk to you about a market update. First, what I want to do is take a look at 2023. Then what I want to do, I'm moving my notes in the middle. Then what I want to do is talk about where we are right now. There's some interesting things that are going on with rates. They've really come up in the last month. Purchase applications are actually down compared to the same 2 weeks a year ago. And then I want to talk a little bit about my predictions for 2024. So let's do this first. Let me jump in here and show you. I'm going to show you, take a look at this just so you see the gist of what I'm talking about. Massachusetts home sales, the amount of sales declined 21.7%. Folks, 65,000 home sales in Massachusetts in 2023. As you can see from the bar graph, that's the lowest amount since 2011. Now I jump to New Hampshire. You go across, what is it, 16, 17,000 home sales, lowest amount since 2011. Connecticut, somewhere around 35-ish thousand sales, lowest amount since 2012. Folks, it's the same. It's pretty much similar all the way across. If you look at Rhode Island, same story, lowest amount since 12. You go to Maine, same thing. And that is why I decided for this update to essentially consolidate my update so that I would only be talking to you all about the things that are important with each one of these states. So if right now I'm on Maine, I'm going to flip back to Massachusetts. Let me scroll down. And folks, you can see these reports on LamacchiaRealty.com. We have the bar graphs broken down. Our marketing team does such a great job. You can see all of this. Look at the average price. Average price has increased 3.4% in Massachusetts. Let me jump to New Hampshire. Up 7% in New Hampshire. Connecticut, I believe, is a little more. 7% again. Rhode Island, 7.7%. Maine, 10%. So think about that. The state of Maine comes in with the highest average sale price increase in 5 of the 6 New England states, okay? Connecticut comes in second, doesn't surprise me, or Connecticut and Rhode Island were neck and neck. Doesn't surprise me because inventory is the slowest there. But folks, what does this tell you all? It tells you all what I'm saying, what I've been saying, which is it's similar. We have a very tight inventory across New England. And truth be told, folks, these damn rates going up, it's hurting things. What it's doing is it's making more sellers say, I don't want to sell unless I have to. Now, the good news is we are seeing some more sellers come off the sidelines and say, well, I can't wait another year. I have to sell. But there's also a swath of sellers that would be this year that are saying, I'll wait another year. So I hate to say it, folks, but we are looking at more of the same so far here in 2024. In my predictions that I had put out for 2024, which you can find by logging on to Anthony'sPredictions.com. That's Anthony'sPredictions.com. You will see that I had predicted that home sales would be up anywhere between 2 and 7% in 2024. I'll be honest, a month ago at the beginning of January, I said that number might be low. We might improve more than that. Here I am a month later on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. Now I'm saying, it might be the same kind of year as 23, which is frustrating to many in the real estate business. It's frustrating to buyers. It's frustrating to sellers who also want to buy a new home, but it is what it is, folks, and we all have to deal with it, home buyers, home sellers included. And I want to make sure home buyers and sellers that are going to be buyers realize that there are mortgage buy down options, okay? There are ways to buy down the mortgage rate for a year or 2 or 3, and you can find out about those options by logging on to myratebuydown.com. And that at least will give you some flexibility. The payment could be lower. Perhaps your realtor could negotiate it into the purchase contract when you're buying a home to get a larger closing cost credit. That's a possibility. But there's no doubt that at this moment in the middle of February, and by the way, we've had a snowier winter, okay, a little more than last year, and across the country, particularly in the northern states, weather's been a little bit tougher, and I think that's slowing the market down as well. And I hope that's the reason purchase applications are down a good amount compared to last year at this time. Rates are very similar to a year ago. So, what does this mean for a home buyer? Well, I understand if you're frustrated with 7% rates, but I can tell you the truth. You missed out on 2 and 3%. Those aren't coming back. Barring any crazy economic collapse, some type of geopolitical issue that causes the Fed to go back to buying mortgage bonds, that causes the Fed to lower their rates, which has somewhat of an indirect impact on mortgage rates, folks, 2 and 3% is gone. We get back down to 5, you need to be happy. Right now, you buy now, you can refinance later in a year or two. I mean, folks, rates were down to 6% in the late fall toward the end of the year. If you look at my predictions, I did predict that rates were likely going to go over 7 again before they start to come down in the summer. But I will admit, I just said that in my recent prediction. In my 2023 prediction, I had said they'd come down by the end of the year, but I did not feel they'd go back up again. I didn't realize that till we get to the end of 23. Don't want to get in the weeds here, but those are some thoughts for home buyers. You need to buy when you can afford to buy. I tell all of you to buy in the fall because it's the best time of year to buy. But for many of you don't believe that. You think I'm being a salesperson. Many of you are also basing your decision on when to buy based on your lease. Many of your leases expire April to September. So you're trying to buy so that you can move perfectly. Well, you're competing with more people. This is the time of year that you have to step up if you want to buy a home. Look at what I just showed you. Average sale price is up 3%, 4%, 7%. Maine was 10% over 2022. 2023 was the least amount of homes listed for sale in any other year in this century, okay? Folks, don't tell me that buyers, don't tell me that the market's going to crash and prices are going to fall out. I said that to you all a year ago. I said that to you all during COVID. You cannot have a price fallout, a complete pricing collapse. Can't have it when you have such restricted inventory with so few people listing. Other areas of the country, Texas and Austin, Florida, we serve Florida, as many of you know, a little bit of different story going on there. Condos are getting listed, inventory's going up. But it's not the case up here in the northern states. You need to buy when you can afford to buy. If the payment's a bit of a stretch because of the rate, if you can handle it, do it. Because a year from now, prices are likely going to be a bit higher. My predictions, I said maybe they'd be a bit lower, but I don't feel that way as much now that I'm 6-7 weeks after I wrote those predictions, and the year is really starting to shape up very much like 2023. Home sellers, be realistic. We are back in the season that favors you. Best thing you could do for a sell by, if you're a seller listing your home in February or March, absolute best time of the year to sell. No question about that. I say it every single year. This year is shaping up the same way. We're seeing multiple offers. Now, if you're a sell by, if you want to sell and buy, you are likely doing what many do. You are hesitating because you're saying, well, Jesus, where am I going to move? You're going online, not seeing what you want to find. You're also seeing rates come up, so you're sitting back on your hands. The best, smartest thing that you can do is list your home as soon as possible, kick the closing date out to summer, or negotiate in the negotiate in the purchase contract that you want to be able to find suitable housing before you will sell your home. When you list in the winter, you will be able to negotiate those kinds of things. You will have a much higher chance at negotiating those kinds of things because your leverage is substantially higher in the winter when you are a home seller and you are negotiating. And for buyers, your leverage is lower. You get to late summer, fall, buyer leverage goes up, seller leverage comes down. I tell you all this every year. I say it on the news. I say it in my videos, etc. It's facts. It's the way it goes. These are facts that I'm preaching, facts that I'm explaining. There's no sales spin whatsoever here. So the best thing you could do as a sell by is list your home now, negotiate a longer closing date, negotiate subject to finding suitable housing. Usually the buyer wants by X date because they're not going to wait forever. And don't buy a home right now if you're a sell by. Wait till May or June, then make an offer. Wait till April, then go after a home. You list now, you sell for more. You buy now, you pay more. You buy in April, May, June, you pay a little bit less. You have a little bit more negotiating power. That is the truth, buyers and sellers. As always, I'm breaking it down for you, and I'm explaining in the real world how this stuff works. Good luck. Happy home buying, happy home selling. Work with a Lamacchia realtor so that they can assist you in buying or selling a home. Thank you, folks.